Hi, this is On Air, my Beatles collection. And today I'm going to show you a couple of George Harrison live bootlegs. They are from his 1991 tour. This is the first one. So this is the 2 CD set, and it is 2 discs, one for each set of the concert. Each one is about a little over an hour. Well, one's an hour and 10 minutes and one is an hour. So it's 2 hours and 10 minutes in total. And this is the show at the Tokyo Dome at the end of the Japan tour. It includes Eric Clapton's band, of course. George didn't have a band, it was Eric's band. And Eric actually does 4 songs without George on the end of the first set. So you can see that there. You can, if you want to pause that so you can see all the song titles. I'll read it to you. So Eric does Pretending, Old Love, which is a 10-minute version, a 7-minute version of Pretending. He does Badge. George does not play his traditional part of Badge. He's not on stage with Eric during this part, but it is Badge from the Goodbye Cream album that George participated in. And that's a 6-minute version. And then there's a 6-minute version of, an 8-minute version of Wonderful Tonight. But the rest of it is all George. It includes, the entire first and second set from the December 17th show at the Tokyo Dome. Now this particular one, which is on Platypus Records, of course it says it's for, not for sale, for promotional only. It's the front cover again. Up here, it says it includes the booklet, which is a tour booklet, which is unique to this set. The second one I'm going to show you has more music, but does not have the tour book. This is what the CDs look like. Sorry, there's so much, it's a mirror, I can't really take that away, but it's a double pack, so there's two CDs in there. Anyway, quite comprehensive book. This is apparently a replica, a 5-inch replica of the original tour book. Of course, George only toured in Japan in 1991, so this is all about that tour. I'm going to show you the book. It's really nice pictures. And on this page here, it's in Japanese, but the dates you might be able to figure out. These are all the different shows. And this is from that last show on December 17th. There's a nice picture of George. And some more pictures. All the language is in Japanese, so unfortunately I can't read that for you. And some more pictures from the shows. Some more Japanese language stuff, and there's a picture of Eric from the tour. There's a bunch more stuff about Eric. More pictures. Here's some more pictures of Eric's band. Some from this tour, some from other concerts. Some of the pictures are from other concerts, I believe. And there are the members of the band. This guy's one of my favorites. Ray Cooper is an unbelievable percussionist. He also did percussion for Elton John and many others. Here's some just various pictures of Eric and George as they work their way through Japan and the various shows and some of the press conferences and stuff. Here they are on stage again. Couple more pictures. I'm not sure where that is. I assume it's in Japan, but it almost looks British. George with his jukebox. Not sure. I guess that's just a publicity picture. It doesn't really have anything to do with the tour. I'm sure this program is nice. It was probably 12 by 12 originally. Of course, it's 5 by 5 here. I guess this is more at George's place. Getting to the end of the book here. And there are the members of Eric Clapton's band. And with listed their names and what they play. There's a couple of adverts, Giorgio Armani and Princess Trust video, I presume. And then both George and Eric get an advertising page for their music product. And here's the back cover. So again, this is from the December 17th show at the Tokyo Dome. It's referred to in here. The English part of what it shows there is the Big Egg, but that's the Tokyo Dome. So anyway, if you're not familiar with what was performed, George started with "I Want to Tell You," then "Old Brown Shoe," "Taxman," "Give Me Love," "If I Needed Someone," "Something," "What Is Life," "Dark Horse," and "Piggies." And then he left the stage and Eric did "Pretending," "Old Love," "Badge," and "Wonderful Tonight." And then the second set with George started with "Got My Mind Set on You." Then it went to "Cloud 9," "Here Comes the Sun," "My Sweet Lord," "All Those Years Ago," "Cheer Down," "Devil's Radio," "Isn't It a Pity," "While My Guitar Gently Weeps," "Roll Over Beethoven." And then there was a drum solo, percussion solo of some length, almost 8 minutes. And then it ended with "Roll Over Beethoven." So, great set. The concert was great. The performance was great. Eric's band was phenomenal. George was in good voice. Unlike his American tour in the 80s, in the 70s, he was in much better voice. So that's a great one to have. Of course, there's an official version of this as well. I don't have it in front of me at the moment. I'm not sure that it includes everything on here. I'm pretty sure it does not include the Eric Clapton stuff. And I'm not sure it includes every one of these George songs, the official version. But I bought this because I wanted a different version of it. I believe the officially released one was not just this particular show. It was sort of the best of from different shows, I believe. Correct me if I'm wrong in the comments. But anyway, I liked having this one, and I loved getting the booklet as well. And then a couple of years later, I discovered this box. And this one has all 3 shows from the Tokyo Dome, the Big Egg. It also lists, the other one had a booklet. This one doesn't have a booklet, but this one lists in English, way down here in tiny little print, what the other shows were. So I'll read that to you. The first show was in Yokohama, and then there was 2 in Osaka, and then 1 in Nagoya, and then they went Hiroshima, and then to Fukuoka, and then back to Osaka for 3 more shows, and then finally 3 shows at Tokyo Dome. And so this package is all 3 shows, every song from all 3 shows. And then there's also a DVD. And the DVD is all different Japan footage from wrapped around the tour, but not the performance so much itself, but the advertising on TV and press conferences. So it starts with a MTV news report on July 12th of 1991, and that's just the tour announcement. And then there's some arrival at a rehearsal studio in November, and then there's an interview with George and Eric around that. And then there's another one. I guess it's a separate interview, but it's also with George and Eric. And then there's an FNN news report, which is November 28th, and that's at Narita Airport when they arrived in Japan. And then there's another arrival and press conference video from the same day. And then there's an interview and a message when they were in Osaka. And then there are some concert clips, and it says venue unknown. And the concert clips are Taxman, Old Brown Shoe, Got My Mind Set on You, and Piggies. And then there's a CNN news report from December 18th. And that's where they talk to fans, and there's an interview and more concert stuff. And then finally, there's an in-concert profile and interview on this DVD. So December 18th, of course, would have been the day after the tour was completed, because all of the shows recorded here are December 14th, 15th, and 17th. These were the 3 final shows in Japan. And one would presume that the band had a whole month and several shows to work through the material. So I mean, those 3 shows are top notch, no question. So this is what the package looks like, and there's two double CD jewel cases in here. This is what one looks like, and it has a picture of the band, and then it has the contents of the 2 CDs, each one for each night of the 14th and 15th. Again, it's at the Tokyo Dome. They're exactly the same. There's no difference other than any slight change in performance, and if it was video, probably a change of clothing. And nothing really special on the inside. This is the set 1, set 2 for the 14th. Set 1 and set 2 for the 15th. And I'm not sure where the DVD is. Oh, yes, I do. What am I talking about? Bear with me, folks. In the second jewel case, different picture on the cover. And then this lists the contents of the December 17th show, and then the DVD. And I read those to you before. So here's set 1 and set 2 for the 17th. And here's that extra disc, the DVD. So no booklet or anything with this one, but you get 3 shows plus the DVD with all the, the concert hype from Japan and the press conferences and so on, and a little bit of video from the show. So this was a nice package to find. I can't tell you that it's still available anywhere. As is the case with bootlegs, you usually have to pull the trigger when you see them, wherever you see them, on eBay or Etsy or someplace. And then, after that, it's, you have to hunt down collectors who are willing to part with it. They're not in production, obviously. So I can't tell you where to get one, but if you do want to get one, this is what you're looking for. Rock Legends, George Harrison with Eric Clapton and Band, Japan Tour 91. Now this says presented by Mr. Claudel. So I don't know if that's a hint in terms of how you might go about finding something like this. There is no label attribution here. So this first one was Platypus. And this one only has the one show, but it has the tour book. So they both sound good. This one you get 3 shots at it. If you don't like one version of one of the songs, you might, burn a copy and mix up your own greatest hits from the 3 shows. I'm not sure how you might do that, but anyway, this one has the DVD too. So I like both of them, and it's good to have some George, because obviously we don't have George with us anymore. There's not a lot of tour stuff for George. His concert for Bangladesh, where George did quite well, but he also had lots of other artists there. And then his tour, the Dark Horse era tour, he was not in good voice. He was hoarse, actually. Some people sort of sarcastically called it the Dark Horse, H-O-A-R-S-E, Dark Horse tour, because his voice was pretty well shot from recording and then getting out very quickly on tour, and his voice couldn't keep up with it. So there isn't a lot of good recorded George live stuff. This is great. It's career spanning. It's got Beatles stuff. It's got solo George, all the way up to the point that it was recorded in '91. It was contemporary. Some of the stuff was contemporary. Of course, he had other releases after that that we won't get here. But it's nice to have a nice package like these with George live. So there they are. George Harrison live, 1991, on tour with Eric Clapton. That's it for today. If you like the video, please hit the thumbs up. If you're not a subscriber, please hit the subscribe button too. And hopefully I see you back here soon. I'm going to be putting out some more videos as always. And if you haven't seen the past stuff, when you subscribe, you might want to scroll through and see all the other videos that have been put up over the last, well, let's see, how long have I been doing this? About 7-8 months. So there's quite a few videos up there now. Anyway, that's it for today. Take care. Hope to see you back here soon. Bye.